Can you win a ranked Battle Stadium singles match only using the A button? Now let me explain. The complexities and the uniqueness in which one preps and puts into work in anticipation of a Pokemon battle is poetry in motion. But when you get into these matches, sometimes overthinking and overplanning do play a part. What if you simplified and said, when I go into these battles with the 3 Pokemon that I bring, I am only pressing the A button? Well, if you're no stranger to this channel, you know we like to figure out things like this. Please sit back, relax, enjoy, and let's find out. And guys, we're doing it. We're doing it. If you saw the thumbnail, the title, and then the intro, we're bringing something super creative, super fun today. We are only pressing the A button in the battles we play today in Ranked Battle Stadium Singles. I know it's crazy, it's goofy, but I think we're going to have such a good time. This is going to be post-commentary as well, so I'll give you kind of a play-by-play of the moves I made and the results of this goofy strategy, of this quirky strategy, so you guys can see what plays out. We are in the Master Ball tier, so these battles should be pretty tough, but we're going to put our best foot forward, we're going to do our best, and we're going to have so much fun with this. Let's pause right there, let's talk about some rules. No adjusting my mons per battle to make sure they're optimized. I'm taking teams that I've used before into the battle. Only one choice item. Obviously, if I had a team full of choice band, choice scarf, choice specs, this would be no fun. I can switch out, and then I have to press A each time I engage in battle. I will notate the pivotal moments, and by that I mean moments that really stood out with the strategy with a check mark and an X. And without further ado, and when I'm editing this video, I'll put a little rules, a little fun section so you guys can follow along. Alrighty, so we have the Blood Moon Ursaluna. And here's where I do not want to click the first move and hit the A button. I want to desperately hit Mirror Coat, but a rule's a rule, so we gotta pivot out with Flip Turn. And it actually worked. Okay, that is a success. So far, so good. Excellent. So we're going to pivot to Toxtricity, and we only have one option. So we got to hit Boomburst. And I think the play here, in doing this and playing this battle, I was like, you know what? I think if I Tera normal Boomburst, I think this might KO. I'm not sure what this Ursaluna spread is. Obviously, you guys know if it's not an AV Blood Moon Ursaluna, it doesn't have the strongest special defense. And I really don't have another choice. I can't encore them into Yawn and then pivot out. Not sure even why I would do that. So we're going to just sell it. We're going to send it. We're going to try for the full Tera Boom on a Boomburst. And with Punk Rock and the boost this gets, this hits like an absolute tank. And you guys will see it is a KO. So far, again, we're just clicking the A button, and I did notate earlier when you guys saw the rules list, I can switch out. I don't think you guys would find it entertaining, let's say if I'm in a matchup against a ghost type, and I just keep clicking A on an immunity. That wouldn't be entertaining for you or for me, so we need a little leeway there. Let's have some fun. Remember, we are a team, so we gotta go 50-50 here. So I am switching into Mola. And we gotta hit Flip Turn. Feel it out, see what happens. But we have no other choice. This is what we've decided to do. The insanity that we've decided upon. So they Tera here. And I'm really glad we switched out. Because had we have kept Toxtricity in, it wouldn't have done any damage. And we wouldn't have been able to hit at all. Because we can't switch out of the only move we can use with Tox, which is Boomburst, which is a normal move. I'm finishing these battles, and I'm going through, and I'm having kind of an up and down day with them, and I'm thinking, like, does my opponent think that, like, I had brought 3 choiced item Mons with me? They gotta think either that or, like, I'm a diabolical battler. So obviously we're pivoting out, but they can't think that on Mola. And I think this strategy showcases why Alamo Mola is such a good Mon. It really is a flip turn Mon. It's a nuisance Mon to get a little chip, get out of there with Regenerator. So this strategy actually works pretty well with Mola. Like you guys saw, I didn't change any of my mons. I didn't change their movesets around. Whatever move they had first was the move we were going into. I switched into Tox to bait this Weezing. And you guys will see right here, I kind of wanted to scout, because I have no other choice. I can't use Volt Switch. I can't get any chip. So we got to get really creative. We put some sanctions in place, and we got to do our best with what we got. So I'm pivoting right back. You guys see, it was a good play because it kind of reveals some things about this Weezing. So that tells me, uh-oh, this is like a stall Weezing. Potentially like Strange Steam. You know, it's got Pain Split. So that's really, really bad for us because we can't Encore or we can't lock him into a move. So I'm glad we're getting out of here. But of course, we get confused. So we gotta break through this confusion. Now looking back, man, this was a stressful match because this Weezing, I mean, it walls us. It absolutely walls us. It no longer has an item, right? So in normal situations, when I bring in a Meowscarada and I'm allowed to pick a different move, because we're still choice banded, we know that, but you have the luxury of selecting 4 moves. We do not. We gotta click the first move no matter what. And in a perfect world, I would have loved to do triple Axel here. And that reason being is because their team preview and seeing their team before, I'm thinking to myself, man, do they have Meowscarada in the back? But luckily, they stayed in. So there's the Pain Split. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure if another Flower Trick KOs, and I have to be super smart with conserving these mons. But I'm clicking it again. I'm sending it. And here's where I would love, guys, if I had like U-turn and I could pivot. And I would just pivot on that Galarian Weezing in general. I wouldn't just do a hard Flower Trick, send it. I wouldn't normally do that. And obviously you guys see, Flower Trick into a Meowscarada. That's unfortunate. Again, I would have loved the triple Axel. Not sure if that would have KO'd the Weezing. But I just think it would have been a better move, or even U-turn, to give me some utility. So it wasn't a favorable outcome using this strategy. We're kind of in a bad spot, so we have to hard switch. So we're into our flip turning Mola. This is such a goofy strat, but it's fun, and that's the most important. I say that all the time, guys. It's fun. So they pivoted with U-turn. So switching into Mola was good. And in a normal battle, where we don't have to deal with these switching and hard outs and pivoting and thinking, I might have stayed in with Meowscarada had I been into triple Axel. So the Weezing's back. And normally I might have clicked Mirror Coat here if this was a normal situation, but I gotta flip turn and go. That's where we're at. Luckily we didn't get confused. And we're bye. So bye-bye Weezing. So now we're in a pretty good spot to pivot back into Meowscarada. Click the A button. But normally, if I had the choice, I would hit triple Axel. So that's what I would do. You guys will see this works out, and I'm not sure if this was a high roll. But we're going to proc the Flower Trick because we have no other choice, and we get the KO. So excellent. So the first 2 mons are KO'd, and now we see who brings in the back. So I'm not sure if it mattered in hindsight, locking into triple Axel, but like I said, normally, if I had the luxury of switching up my moves or having the option of one of the 4, I would have gone into triple Axel there, but it didn't matter, we got the KO. And then here's their Meowscarada, which I imagine has the luxury of using 4 moves. So there's the knockoff, and I'm thinking to myself, ooh, is this Choice Scarf? You know, we don't really know because we are full speed, max invested, but we're choice banned. So I'm not sure if it was a speed tie, and they have the same set. Living on a prayer here. And I'm pivoting right back into the Toxtricity. And we gotta click Boomburst. In this video, a byproduct of the strat and actually showcase this Toxtricity really well. And this isn't like a choice specs Tox. This is a normal Toxtricity with a Focus Sash. You guys will see right here, this absolutely obliterates Meowscarada, and we take the Game 1 dub. This was so fun. Obviously, not every battle was this successful today, but I will take a win. A win is a win. And we're going on to game number 2. Alrighty guys, game number 2. Looking at my opponent's team and knowing I really like Alomomola in our previous match. So we definitely want to bring it for that utility with the flip turn pivot. The Boomburst Toxtricity, it's really effective if I Tera. I think it's really, really strong into my opponent's team. And then looking, I'm kind of in between Dragapult, because our first move on Dragapult is Dragon Darts, and you guys have seen that Dragapult in a previous video, or the Skeledirge. The first move on my Skeledirge is Torch Song. So I can continue to click that, boost my Skeledirge, potentially get lucky, get into a good matchup. So those 3 mons I think bode really well into our opponent's team. So you guys will see its lead. Same as last video, we got the Blood Moon Ursaluna. This is the same situation. I want to click Mirror Coat so bad, but I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. Mirror Coat would have been the play, and normally I would have clicked Mirror Coat. I think it would have been such a good play. Back-to-back games with this being a lead. Yep, there's the Blood Moon. And a Mirror Coat would have definitely KO'd. So that is a no-no, unfortunately, with this strat. But we don't have a choice. We just got to do and hope and see what happens. But it does put us in some unique situations. We take a lot of stock into our heavy hitter right here in Toxtricity and another good mon in Skeledirge. And we got to get really aggressive. I think that's the one byproduct also of this strat. Right? Normally I wouldn't Tera this early, and you guys have seen in back-to-back games, I've Tera normal Boomburst. So there might be some benefits to that. Obviously, I think the cons outweigh the pros by limiting yourself to 3 moves during a game. But I think it gives you an added element of some aggressive nature playing the game. Right? And I'm being aggressive and I'm Terraing normal here. You'll see, it actually KOs. I'm not 1000% if that crit mattered, but you guys know me and critical hits. We don't have the best relationship. I'm shivering over here. I'm not trying to think about it. Our opponent pivots right into the Volcarona. And man, here's where I would love to potentially shift gear or volt switch to get some chip, but as you know, I'm not allowed. So pivoting into the Skeledirge I thought was the best play in this moment. In case they hit a Quiver Dance or whatever they decide to do, a substitute. You'll see they hit the Quiver Dance, which is perfect for us. So normally, in this situation, I would hit Yawn. But we can't. We gotta click A and we gotta click that first move. So Torch Song it is. And you'll see how this plays out. And you know what? This takes a normal battle strat and a normal battler kind of out of their comfort zone. I don't feel comfortable setting up on a Volcarona for a million different reasons. Now, with Skeledirge, it is a great matchup for us, but in normal situations, I would want to put it asleep, or I would want to make sure I'm healed up. After maybe 1 or 2 of their fiery dances, I'm going to slack off. So I'm just going full offensive, and we're not choiced. There are no shenanigans there. This is my normal Skeledirge set, just with one option. That's pretty good damage. So now we're +2. And this Torch Song 1000% KOs. We'll just see how much damage this Fiery Dance does. So it doesn't put us in a good spot for their Mon coming up. And I'm nervous at this point. I'm thinking, like, who do they have in the back? Like a Revenge and Didi, maybe? Or is it the Haxorus? And you guys will see. In a normal situation, I would have healed maybe one of those turns. So we're in a really bad matchup for this Haxorus. So my Skeledirge is gone. We already Terra'd. I'm already assuming they probably have Earthquake. And bye-bye. So obviously with the full-out attack from just using the A button, it's not going to work for the longevity, but it's fun. And these battles go speedy. And who can complain about that? A couple quick wins, right? So we're going into our Alamomola. And again, we can only flip turn. I'd like to hit an Icy Wind here, get some extra chip, but unfortunately we can't. But actually, a flip turn here I think is really good. So I think in this situation, I think the strategy paid off in our favor. So I really like that. So we're pivoting out with the Mola. And yeah, we got to send it, guys. Back to back. We have to send it. We live any move. Unless it's like a multi-hit move. So we're hoping now. And we're going to them Boomburst. And unless they like Tera Ghost or maybe Tera Steel, we win this exchange. There's the Outrage. And we live 1 HP. And this is going to be an extremely strong, punk rock boosted, Tera normal Boomburst. Boom. Absolute boom. Guys, these battles were so much fun. I'm so glad you joined me on this one. I'll continue to style these videos up with a fun, unique tactic incorporated. Have a great day.